Awesome. So my name is Rishi Jain. I'm the co-founder of Digital Scholar, and today I'm so excited to have Anchana, who has been part of the first ever batch of Digital Scholar offline in Chennai.
Right.
And that's not it. She was the best student of the first batch. So I'm like so excited to have her. Welcome to the show, Anchana. How you been?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been good, Rishi. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So, Anchana, first we would like to know some things about you. What you
Okay.
do, where do you come from, and what are you doing currently?
Okay. So I'm Anchana and I'm from Chennai basically. I'm an engineering graduate by qualification, and I joined Digital Scholar I think right 3 months right after I finished my graduation. So I was just out of the college and I hadn't experienced what most people would call the real world, right? I was just out of college. I did get a couple of opportunities in IT companies, but that wasn't something I was willing to take up. I wanted to be a part of a field or an industry that was more challenging and not very monotonous and not restricted to a particular industry. So out of a lot of research that I did, I came to know about digital marketing and the scope that it offers, and that's how I ended up in Digital Scholar, which and I had taken up the offline course. So that was a 3 month program, and I'm somebody who needs that push, that constant push from somebody who tells me go to the class every day, sit and study. So I decided to take up Digital Scholars offline course, and
Awesome.
that's how I
So,
ended
like,
up here. Yes.
awesome. Yeah, so we did the course in I guess September 2019. Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Yes.
about almost 4 months, the journey was together. Now,
Yes.
before you joined Digital Scholar,
Yeah.
what skills did you have? All right, and
Yeah.
how did you get clarity with respect to attending the program? So, what skill sets you had before entering the program, and how do you see yourself at the moment with respect to digital marketing skills?
As far as my skills go, I think before joined Digital Scholar, like I said, I'm an engineering graduate, so I had no background in marketing or no MBA, anything of that sort, right? So the only skill I had was just like basic computer skills, right? Basic computer and communication skills, anything that could get me by on an everyday basis. So one of the initial reasons why I joined Digital Scholar was because I was going to be a part of my dad's business, which is a complete B2B sector. So he is into supplying quartz powder, and that is a complete B2B industry. And I wanted to, and my dad had done his marketing the old school way, all conventional, in person. And I knew that with the digital age coming up and everything going, I mean, all the businesses are shifting their businesses to the digital side. I decided that okay, this is not going to work in the long run. I have to take the step and move this online, and that's one of the reasons why I joined Digital Scholar. And I think as a student of Digital Scholar, I must say I learned a lot more than digital marketing. You know, the 3 months that I spent there were definitely an experience that I would carry with me throughout my life. I must say, I wasn't somebody who could really talk to people of all age groups, and it wasn't something that I was used to. And I was given an opportunity to step out of my comfort zone within the classroom. I had a chance to interact with people from various age groups, from various cultural backgrounds. I also knew how to work in a team setting and not just like myself, how to work with a team, how to coordinate with the team. So I think those basic life skills that you need in general for any industry, I was able to get that through Digital Scholar. And I think I owe that to you and Saurav and everybody else in the team. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Of course, you were the best student, and that was for a reason. You attended all the classes.
Yes.
You finished all the assignments. You were, basically getting tick mark in all of the assignments, all
Yeah.
the certifications, and all of that. So I think you're in the right position to
Yes.
tell us how
Yeah.
was the Digital Scholars course in a nutshell.
Yes.
I mean, the learning, the teachers, the space, what effect it had on you, basically.
I think I think one of the reasons why I was given that award was because I think my enthusiasm came through the fact that I had amazing teachers. I had you, I had Saurav, and there were a lot of other trainers who were really doing a great job. I think for me personally, I had taken the weekday course, so that the classes were from 7 to 9 p.m. on weekdays, and that is not something everybody would like. Initially, everybody had their doubts. I had my doubts too. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? Should I opt for the weekend batch? But I think after the long day of work, coming into the classroom, the atmosphere, it's something that cannot be described in words. so much of positive energy, so much of cheerfulness, and it's not your typical classroom setting. And I think that's one thing that I really want to make clear to all the students who will be a part of Digital Scholar. It is not your typical classroom. I think I hardly picked up a pen during my sessions there. I was not even in my seat. I was always standing up, jumping. And that atmosphere is something that I think in a way it was also good, because I was very productive then. I made most of my day. I wasn't just going back from work sleeping the day off. I was doing something productive. I was learning. I was having these really insightful interactions with the trainers and other students there. So I think that's something that I really enjoyed during my time there.
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. So I totally believe that, because we believe we don't want to do the traditional way. Right.
Yes.
So I've been part of the engineering college as well, where 70
Yes.
people sitting in one classroom, one trainer
Definitely.
comes, just does the lecture and goes away.
True.
And it's so sad and it's so boring, right? You keep
Yeah,
sleeping
I
at
know.
the end. So this is something that we didn't want to bring into picture, because
Yes.
we just want to revolutionize the entire way the education works, and
True.
really want to change the entire landscape for the Chennai city. That's the entire primary goal of Digital Scholar.
Yes.
So yeah, that was one thing. Now,
Yes.
with respect to the skills you've gained with different
Yes.
modules, how
Yes.
did you basically crack the B2B game? Now, Quad Spotter is a very traditional, very orthodox way. You cannot go and display advertisements on Facebook saying, "Do you want to buy Quad
Yeah.
Spotter?" It's never going to
Yes.
work out, right? But how
Yes.
still you were able to crack that game and still getting leads or business for yourself? Do you want to share something?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, my dad did everything the old school way. So, when I started, I had to do everything from scratch with respect to the digital presence, starting from setting up a website or, cracking the SEO game, everything. I had to do it from scratch. And I think the main, for me, how Digital Scholar helped me definitely in the fact that, I was not able to identify the pain points of my customer. In fact, I didn't even know who my target audience was, like, who am I selling my product to? So I think with respect to that, I was able to gain a lot of clarity as to who my target audiences are and how I could reach to them, how I could connect to them. Because this is not a product that you can really, exaggerate and sell to people easily. It's not something very interesting that people immediately look into. So I was able to understand how to sell that particular product. And I think with respect to Facebook ads, so I started generating leads through Facebook ads because Instagram wasn't the right platform for this product, and I was able to get in touch with a lot of other suppliers in the state, in the country, and we were able to, we were able to have like a mutual business deal. So it was both ways. And I also was able to crack a lot of I was able to get in touch with a lot of higher officials in different organizations who were willing to, who were willing to look for different suppliers, and we were able to get in touch. So I think with not just with respect to getting leads, but also with respect to getting new connections, I think definitely I was able to crack the game through digital marketing. And yeah,
Awesome.
that's
That is
about it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So perfectly. I believe it definitely works for every business, even if you're not driving sales. I believe
Yes.
you come in front of so many people and so many possibilities, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
here, I just want to share one more example where one of the student who was, car parts accessories dealer. Yeah. So he started running advertisements for himself, and he almost got 30 to 40 people who had luxury cars who wanted to buy car parts
Wow.
accessories from him. And not just
Wow.
that, one guy wanted him to sell his BMW or something. So he was getting a
That's
good cut
nice.
out of it, because those are expensive cars altogether. So
True.
it opened up a lot of possibilities for him. One advertisement, one small ad, 40 leads, and he's just making money out of that altogether. So his life completely changed. And
Yes.
after that, he never came to the class because he understood the power of it. He just
Yes.
flee and he never attended any
Yes.
classes. But then that was amazing, amazing case studies for us. And I
Yes.
totally believe in the power of digital for any
Definitely.
business. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So now
Yes.
I also got to know that you are into freelancing as well. And
That's
in your
right.
free time, you do freelancing for businesses. If you want to share something about it.
Yeah, so I think this was not my plan originally when I joined Digital Scholar to become a freelancer. However, while I was like you said, while I started understanding the power of digital marketing, I knew that there were some places where I could expand my horizon and explore new opportunities. So while I was working in my dad's company, although I was playing a very important role there, I knew that I couldn't identify it myself with it because it was started by my father. So I wanted to do something on my own, and that's how I got into freelancing. And so currently I'm freelancing as a content writer.
Wow.
Although I do work with a couple of other people when it comes to digital marketing campaigns, I mostly identify myself as a content writer. And yes, this is something that I do in my time. Like after I'm back from work, I work with, I don't take up a lot of clients on board because I don't want to overwhelm myself. But I do, I do have a couple of clients who work with me on a monthly retainer basis, and the journey has been great. And I think I've gotten to learn a lot about my own skills, and it's restored and helped me regain my confidence as a marketer. So I
I
think that's
think,
been
yeah,
great.
we have also worked on almost 10 to 15 articles. I think more than
Yes,
that. Yeah.
yes,
And
it's
it's been amazing, when
yes,
where student comes to you and you want to hire them for your services, which is great. So
definitely.
we Digital Scholar team, Echo VME team was hiring, and we hired Anchana for
Yes,
content writing, and she's amazing at it as such.
thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Also, if you want to share, what is the kind of revenue that you generated with
Yeah,
respect to your online activities for your traditional business, for your freelancing business? What is the kind
yeah.
of revenue that you think you are making at the moment?
Yeah. So currently, I think with respect to the business, like my dad's business, I don't. It's been more of a a monthly deal, so we don't really have fixed numbers there that I cannot be very specific with. However, when it comes to my freelancing, I'd say again the numbers keep changing. However, I have seen numbers a little greater than what most people would see as a monthly paycheck, which I'm very proud of. And of course, I think I owe a little bit of, I mean, I owe a lot of it to you and the team, because I think I wouldn't have started the freelancing gig if it wasn't for the projects given by Digital Scholar. So yeah, if as a freelancer, as a part-time freelancer, I've seen number like close to 20K
Wow.
generated, yeah, in a span of 3 months. And I think it's been great for me personally, because that's something I'd like to do on my part-time, and it's an income that I earn, and I could save it up for later, and it just feels nice. It just gives you a sense of independence. It gives you a sense of financial freedom. And
Awesome.
I do know that, like in the long term, maybe if I want to turn my part-time freelancing into a full-time gig, I know that I will be exposed to a lot of opportunities, but I'm more than happy.
I totally understand. See, this is not your primary focus. Your
Yes,
primary focus
yes,
in is building your traditional business, which you're doing amazingly well. And this
yes,
is just a secondary
some,
business where you're earning
yes,
20K per month, which
yes,
is not bad, right? So you
yes,
are doing skills that you love, and you love your
yes,
work, and you're basically getting money out of it for
definitely,
your work.
exactly,
So which is amazing and pretty
yes,
inspiring for a lot of people. See, I still believe that people have the mindset, that you have to do 4 years of engineering degree, then you do
mm,
MTech, and you do get the job, and
yes,
you can only earn 20K per month. Do
yeah,
that for 1 year, get 10% increment. That has been the mindset for everybody.
yes,
But what I
definitely,
feel is, even at the age of 18, 19, if you learn about digital marketing, or even learn one aspect of it, earning that
definitely,
kind of money is just so easy. And
yes,
when you approach people, they're not going to ask you for certification. Do they ask for that? No,
no,
right? It's just the
exactly.
strategies. Can you help me out? And if you have
Ex-
the solution, that's about it. Yeah.
Exactly. I think just adding one more point to the mindset, right, Rishi? Like you said, I think that with all the conversations that I've had with my friends, relatives, I think there's this very popular mindset amongst, especially amongst the middle class and lower middle class family, where they when they come across courses like this, right, they don't think about the value it offers. They just think about the investment, and I think that's one mindset that people should really get rid of. Because what I mean, you're willing to invest thousands of rupees for college and school tuition fee, but when they think about courses like this, they have second thoughts. And I'm guilty of it too. Initially, when I came across Digital Scholar, I was like, okay, I'm going to be making an investment, will it be worth it? But I must say that when you come across courses, not just Digital Scholar but any courses, if you think will add value, do not hesitate. I mean, if money is the only thing stopping you, please do reconsider. Because trust me, this is just a one time investment. Like my investment towards Digital Scholar was a one time investment, and I
Were
made
you able
that.
to make out of it?
Yes, I think I made more than enough, I would say. And I was able to regain, I mean, I was able to get that money back in like less than 2 months, and I make more money now too. So I'm
Wow.
very grateful. So I
Awesome. So
think
the money, okay, I want to repeat this point. The money you invested, you got back in 2 months, right?
yes,
And then, of
yes.
course,
And
then,
that was only freelancing on the side.
wow.
So I'm pretty sure if people actually like, come to classes regularly, I think I remember I used to like jump at the idea of going to Digital Scholar. I really loved being there, spending time there. So I think if people just spend a lot of time learning what they learn properly and executing it right, they can definitely earn the money back. So don't have that mindset that, okay, I'm going to be investing so much money on a course. Will it be worth it? Don't let money stop you from getting that value. So
Right.
I think that's that mindset that I would like people to
Awesome.
not have. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is an amazing point that you've made here. That, of course, even we invest heavily on the courses. We ourselves learn every day because we know
Yes.
the importance of learning, and we invest almost 1.5 2 lakhs on international guys. Learn from them, and then
Yes.
try to implement, and then try to teach people as well with
Yeah.
respect to different courses on different areas as well. So we're not just learning about digital marketing. We learn about public speaking, we learn about manifestation, mindset. All of
Yes.
this is so important,
True.
as a package altogether. And this is something your regular college or regular school does not really teach at all.
Definitely.
And this
Yeah.
is the most important skills that you need to have today. Yep.
Yes.
So amazing, amazing conversation, Anchana. One
Yes.
last thing, one last advice you want to give
Right.
to people who are watching this particular video.
Um, I think, okay, I think I know, as obvious as it's gonna sound, I think the one advice I would tell people is just start. I think a lot of people, they have so many doubts. Even before they could start doing something, they just have so many doubts like, oh my God, I don't have a portfolio, or what do I specialize in? I think they just overcomplicate and overthink things. It's just as simple as just sitting on your computer and just starting. So if you want to be a freelance content writer, just sit down and start writing articles. You don't even have to do it for a client. Just do it for yourself. Build up that portfolio. So a lot of people, they think they have to work with a client to start building portfolio, which is not the case. You can write articles and use that as a portfolio, send it to people so they can understand your writing style. Or if you want to be a freelance video editor, start editing videos in your free time. If there's some particular movie that you like, you can make a mini teaser on your own. Or if you want to be a freelance graphic designer, start creating content. Just start doing things. I think the very thought of, okay, let me do this, what do I do this, and I think just trust the process. Just start doing things, do it on your own, and once you start doing it, everything will fall into place. And I think that's something that people don't do often.
Amazing, amazing. Thank
Yes.
you so much, Anjana. I think that was an amazing advice for
Thank
everybody.
you.
Just start, right?
Yes,
So
just start.
just go out and do it. Do not worry about people's judgment. Do not worry about anything. Just go do
Exactly.
it, basically.
Yes.
Awesome, Anchana. So
Yes.
lovely having you here. I'm sure we're going to
Yes.
be collaborating on a lot of projects in future, right?
Yes.
I wish you all the best, and thank you for doing
Thank you.
this with us.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
for having me. It's really a pleasure. Any excuse to come back to Digital Scholar, I'm in.
We
So
will be
yes, thank
catching
you.
up again. Thank you,
Yes.
Anchana, and
Yes.
goodbye.
Yes. Thank you, Rishi.